Paul here from Glow Green. I'm the head of operations and I've been working in solar since 2008. We are here in Hampshire and we installed a customer's PV system a few weeks ago. It's 4 kilowatts on the roof and then we have a Tesla Powerwall inside. Let me show you. Here we have the Tesla Powerwall. It is a 13.5 usable capacity battery and it's connected directly into the Tesla gateway. So our customer here obviously wanted it to look good. They've got a nice space here. The Tesla Powerwall 3 is quite narrow, so it's fitting perfectly into where the door frame is. During our design process, we try and make sure that we are listening to our customer and what their needs are. So this customer, they had a certain amount of space where they wanted to be able to install the inverter and the battery storage. And they were also looking to make sure that they were able to supplement their 20 kilowatts usage a day. So this Tesla Powerwall can be set to either be a 3.68 kilowatt inverter, a 5 kilowatt, 6 kilowatt, 7 kilowatt, 8 kilowatt, 9 kilowatt, 10 kilowatt, or 11.04 kilowatt. With this customer's 4 kilowatt PV system, they've been generating up to 20 kilowatts a day during the sunny weather that we're currently having. Now, those 20 kilowatts, they're going to be coming down into our Tesla here. They're going to be converting the DC electricity that's produced by the panels into the AC electricity that we use in our home, or it'll be converting it into DC electricity and then storing it in that battery to be used later. So our customer here is going to be able to use this solar generation whilst the sun is out and then store some of it for later. Most of that is going to be used during the property throughout the day. As you can imagine, 20 kilowatts a day is quite a high user. But even if you're not using 20 kilowatts a day and you're only using the average of 10 kilowatts a day, a Tesla Powerwall 3 can ensure that in the event of a power cut, you have more than 24 hours worth of energy stored. So during the design process, what we try and ensure is we're getting information about your existing electric. So there are some circuits in a property that you don't want to have on whole home backup. For example, if you have a 13.5 kilowatt hour battery storage and you have a 10 kilowatt shower, you can imagine you're going to drain that battery pretty quickly. As you can imagine, if you've got a 10 kilowatt shower, then you need to make sure that either you have a system which is able to provide 10 kilowatts, which most inverters can't, or you need to make sure that that is isolated from your whole home backup. Now, the Tesla Powerwall is one of the only products that can provide whole home backup. Now that's partly due to the amount of battery storage that it provides, the size of the inverter, but also the Tesla gateway. So most competitors can only provide what's called an emergency power supply, meaning that it can provide 3, 4, 5 kilowatts worth of power for maybe an hour. So if you can imagine, you've got 5 kilowatts worth of storage, but you then turn your oven on, that oven might draw 5 kilowatts an hour, meaning that your battery storage is fully drained within 1 hour. With the Tesla Powerwall 3, you have 13.5 kilowatts worth of battery storage. And what we're trying to make sure is, through our design process, your circuits are set up that you can have any of them on at any time. With the Tesla Powerwall 3, they offer a Tesla expansion pack. So for your Powerwall, you already have 13.5 kilowatts worth of storage. If you wanted to increase that storage, you would purchase a Tesla expansion pack to provide another 13.5 kilowatts worth of storage. The Tesla Powerwall 3 also comes with a great app. Through that app, you can set charge times and discharge times for your Powerwall. You can also monitor your PV system, look to see how well it's generating. Plus, you can be looking at energy tariff. So if you have set up your electricity provider with someone like Octopus, where you can buy and sell electricity at different rates, you can monitor that and make sure that you're charging your Tesla Powerwall in the event of either a storm is coming, so you want to make sure that you've got some power backup in the event of a power cut, or that you can just make the most of buying electricity cheaper at night time. With the Tesla Powerwall 3, you can also be monitoring what prices electricity is being sold for, and you could turn it on to fully charge when you notice that the grid is selling electricity very cheaply. So although you can sign up to tariffs where you buy your electricity at 24 pence per kilowatt, or you could be buying electricity at 7 pence per kilowatt for 4 hours so that you can charge a car at night time, there are tariffs out there where that price can fluctuate, going down to 0. So where you could buy electricity from the grid for nothing. Now, in the event of a power cut, which we are more likely to get here in Hampshire than you might do in big cities, the Tesla Powerwall will kick in to then provide backup for the home. Now, not every battery storage system can do that. Only some products can offer whole home backup. The Tesla Powerwall is one, and they do that via this gateway. So the gateway isn't the inverter and it's not the battery storage. It is actually a distribution board, which is essentially taking over the incoming supply when we lose power from the grid. So normally we buy electricity in from the grid, and as you can imagine, with a solar system, you're able to save on your energy bills by having some of that electricity generated by your own panels. Now, where you're generating more electricity than you need, you can then store it in the battery. And when the battery's full and you're still generating more than you need, you can then sell it back to the grid. With systems like this, if you're not generating enough during the day to be able to completely fill your battery storage, you could also buy it at night time from most electricity suppliers who provide nighttime tariffs. So if you were to buy electricity cheaply at night time, you then get up early in the morning, you're putting on the kettle, that electricity is going to be drawn from your battery storage. As you can imagine, sometimes the sun is getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning before we are. Sometimes the sun is getting up at 8 o'clock in the morning. So you are going to have drained some of the battery before the sun comes up. In those circumstances, when the sun does come up, it can start supplementing your electricity usage. And then when the sun is high in the sky, nice and bright, it can then start charging your batteries back up again. When it then comes around to the evening, you're starting to use more electricity again. Maybe you've got the cooker on and maybe you're watching TV. You can then start draining the battery as the sun goes down and then recharge it again, ready for the morning, ready for whatever your morning routine is. So how do we install a Tesla Powerwall 3? So if you've gone for a Tesla Powerwall 3 with a gateway, then the gateway is essentially wired in at your incoming supply. So where your supplier's meter is, that is where, or as close to possible, the gateway needs to go. The gateway, in the event of a power cut, will overtake the incoming main. So if you can imagine that normally your electricity is coming from your incoming main, you need to have the Tesla Powerwall gateway as close to possible from that. The cables that go from your incoming supply to your consumer unit will actually come into the Powerwall 3's gateway. It will then go to your consumer unit, and from that it will then go down to your Powerwall 3 where the battery storage is. The gateway sits between your incoming supply and the consumer unit to make sure that it can then provide you whole home backup. Now, this gateway is not installed on any other product. Tesla have it so that it can take the power from your home and the power from the battery and keep those separate from the grid, so that in the event of a power cut, you can isolate yourself from the grid, what can be called islanding mode, to make sure that your power stays within your home and doesn't go back into the grid and sadly electrocute the guy that's trying to fix the grid outage. So if you are in an area that is more likely to get power cuts, the Tesla Storm Watch will work really well for you, making sure that you have a full battery capacity in the unfortunate event that you might have a power cut. So Tesla Powerwall 3 is a great product. You have a great amount of battery storage, it provides whole home backup, and you can connect your PV system directly into it. So how much does a Tesla Powerwall system cost? Now, if you were just going to have the Tesla Powerwall 3 with no gateway and no PV system, you can purchase that from us from just under £7,000. Tesla Powerwall 3 systems can vary hugely in price. Now, if you just wanted to buy the battery, we can do those for just under £7,000 fully installed. If you wanted to have whole home backup, then we can add that on for about an extra £1,000, just under 8. And if you wanted to then have a PV system added on, we can do those for just under 10. But a Tesla Powerwall system, if you were to then add on some of their expansion packs, or if the PV system that you were looking to have went over multiple roofs, or the access equipment costs were very high, you could be anywhere from 25,000, as I say, all the way down to 7. So if I've convinced you about buying a Tesla Powerwall 3 from Glow Green, click the link below, come give us a call, and we'll design you the perfect PV system.